Hey everybody, Koricon here, and this is my spoiler-free review for War for the Planet of the Apes, directed by Matt Reeves and starring Andy Serkis, Woody Harrelson, and Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn surprised me. I've liked him for a long time. He does great in the roles that I've seen him in. Saving Silverman, great movie. I also really liked him in Sahara. His banter back and forth with Matthew McConaughey. He's very quick-wit, and he always brings humor without and levity to a character without it being forced or overdone. So it's just a humorous character, but it never takes away from the movies he's in. So I've always liked Steve Zahn, and he went above and beyond on this movie. I love his character. He plays the character Bad Ape. I'm not going to spoil anything, but man, that's one of my favorite characters from the movie. Andy Serkis, again, as Caesar in the third movie of the series. You can see his character progression through all three movies, and they did a great job of giving his character that huge arc. Each movie felt different. It had its own tone. Rise was more about him learning to become an ape, and then during Dawn, he's becoming a leader and creating a society. And in War, he's got to deal with his own inner anger and battling to save his people. It's a great story arc, and Matt Reeves, he did this one and the last movie, Dawn. He did not do Rise, but amazing job. A lot of people talk about the CGI, which was incredible. Photorealistic. You lost yourself into the performances, but it's not just the CGI. It was the actors doing the performances. Now, the graphic artists and the animators, they had to figure out how to get those movements onto an ape face, but the acting and the performance was done by the actors, and they did an amazing job. Andy Serkis deserves an award. I mean, I don't know what you can give him. He would never get like a Best Actor award just because the Academy's not going to do that if it's an animated character. But he's performing the whole thing. You can watch film of him in the capture suit doing the same scene, and except for the dots on his face, he's doing that performance. And same with Steve Zahn. So I was blown away how well they did with these characters, to where you were invested. You didn't even really see apes that much after a while. You were just invested in these characters. The cinematography was incredible. Cinematography, directing, music, acting, like everything top notch. Everything. I had a hard time finding a flaw in this movie, actually. And one of the things that I had a feeling when I came out that there were parts that were slow. However, I couldn't think of any scenes that needed to be cut. Like, every scene had its place. And then I was thinking, well, maybe they dragged. But as I was thinking of some of the scenes, they didn't feel like they dragged. They had a purpose and they moved there. And I had to sleep on it. But I found out what it was. And it's not a flaw in the movie. I guess it's a flaw in my own head in a way. But the dialogue with Caesar and some of the other apes kind of felt like this.
The S-T-O-A.
What's that stand for?
The slow talkers of
America, right? America.
I love that. I love that comedy thing between Bob and Ray. However, it wasn't that they were talking slow. It was that apes had to learn English. There's only a handful of them that can actually do it. And they're trying to basically force the language out of them. So the reason they talk slow is because of that. And if they talked at a normal speed, it would just look really weird. If an ape was like, "What's up, dude?" Like, it would be odd. So it had to be the way it was, but it did feel like that they were talking slow for the sequences. But it's the only way you could do it, and it doesn't really matter. The rest of the movie is so good. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite movie of the year so far. And that's saying something, because we have had some awesome movies. I'm going to put this one above Logan. And I didn't really want to. But I'm going to have to, because it's a masterpiece. I mean, there's really no other way of putting it. The action scenes were camera was pulled back, very long one-shot takes, very little editing when it comes to some of the sequences. Tracking shots with horses in the snow, with the dark trees in the forest. Helicopters getting shot down, and you see the entire progression. Battle scenes with large groups of apes and men like going towards each other. Now, the title of the movie is a little bit misleading. It is about a war, but I think people are going to go in there wanting to see like the Lord of the Rings, like the last 20 minutes of the Return of the King or something like that. And that's not what you're going to get. You're going to get more of like the war films around the Vietnam era, where like Apocalypse Now, where you have the drama of these characters that are in a war scenario. But there's not a lot of huge battles. You might get one. And that's what this movie did, is it played with those dramatic elements of everybody being involved with the situation, but not as much of the battles. But the battles you do get were really awesome. There was one thing at the end they showed in the trailer. They showed this, so it's not a spoiler, but there was an avalanche. Now, the avalanche kind of feels like it's a really convenient way of solving a problem. However, when you think about it, it does make sense. There's explosions happening around. All of that is going to loosen the snow. I mean, that's how they create avalanches in the first place, is they basically throw dynamite into the mountain and it brings the snow down. So if there wasn't an avalanche, it would be kind of weird. How did all this snow stay up on the mountain? But the avalanche did solve a problem very quickly, so it felt kind of convenient. But again, it made perfect sense, so you have to accept it. That was the thing. Anything in this movie that might be convenient, or you think, okay, that might not happen, they explain it. They give you an explanation for everything, even if it's not explicitly said and it's shown. Because most of the apes can't talk. So you're getting a lot of sign language. And you get these moments of like pure silence, like almost no music. And then some scenes that are played only with music. And the music was so good. I want the soundtrack. So this movie better get nominated for cinematography, directing, acting, and music, and writing. I mean, like, it needs to get a lot of awards, or at least nominated for them. My gosh. I want to watch it again. I'm blown away. And this is the third movie of a trilogy right now. They might make more later. They're kind of open to the idea. This movie does answer a lot of questions leading up to the original movie. The Charlton Heston movie of like, why humans can't talk. It answers those questions leading up to the original movie. And I thought that was genius. I thought that was awesome. But being the third movie, it shouldn't be as good as the other two. And the second one shouldn't be as good or better than the first. And it's one of the rare cases where each movie is better than the previous one. And the first movie is really good. And the second movie is really good. And this third movie is better than both of them. I'm shocked. Really. I'm totally shocked. Pleasantly shocked. Very happy. But shocked. They pulled it off. Matt Reeves. He's just been hired to do the Batman movie. And I have full faith in him that he'll do a good job. I was a little worried about it, but now I'm not. I kind of see it as Patty Jenkins doing Wonder Woman, Matt Reeves doing Batman. I'm sold. I'll go watch it. I don't even need to see a trailer now. I'll watch anything Matt Reeves done. Like he's just hit like Christopher Nolan level for me with this movie. I'll watch anything he makes now. So Matt Reeves, holy crap, man. Wow. Just wow. So I'm going to give this movie an A+. Whew. My gosh. I love this movie. The dramatic elements were crazy. Crazy good. I mean, just go and watch, if you want to see just a clip, an idea of what was in there. See the interaction between Caesar and Bad Ape. So Andy Serkis and Steve Zahn. There's a clip, I'll put a link to it in the description below, you can check it out, and it's just the introduction of Bad Ape. Watch that and you'll get an idea of what the entire movie is like. That is how good the whole movie is. Almost 2.5 hours of that good. It doesn't even feel that long. It felt like maybe an hour and a half. It's crazy. Crazy! I suggest everybody see it. Yes. Everybody. But what do you guys think? Did you like it as much as I did, or am I overpraising it and did you not like it? What did you not like? Comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. If you're on VidMe, upvote this, give me a follow and share it around. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. And I will see you on the next video.